When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. Then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-616-8010. That's 1-800-616-8010. Again, 1-800-616-8010. Call now.
Did you ever look at the stains in your coffee cup and then realize that's exactly what happens to your teeth? Power Swabs is the 5-minute solution to get your teeth white without visiting the dentist. This is Ben Gordon with Power Swabs, and if your teeth are stained from coffee, tea, or smoking, all it takes is 5 minutes with Power Swabs. In 5 minutes, you'll see an average of 2 shades whiter teeth, and in 7 days, 6 shades. It's clinically proven to whiten natural teeth as well as caps and veneers. The secret is a tooth detergent that was developed by Dr. Martin Ginniger that lifts stains off of your teeth. Best of all, there's no messy strips or trays that you have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and you're done. To try Power Swabs risk-free, call 1-800-291-5140. That's 1-800-291-5140. I guarantee your bright white smile will have your friends talking about how great you look. Try it risk-free today. 1-800-291-5140. That's 1-800-291-5140.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 800-595-2614 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 595-2614 to take your call now. Call 800-595-2614. That's 800-595-2614. Again, 800-595-2614.
The following letters were written by our troops.
My dear fellow Americans, I truly appreciate your support. I was starting to wonder if people had forgotten about us over here, but then one of my buddies showed me this website, and now as tears are streaming down my face, I can see for sure that you haven't. Private Emily B., U.S. Army.
It's so heartwarming to see the American people not letting the men and women of the armed forces be forgotten. Your letters make a group of grown men, battle-hardened and gruff, act like a bunch of kids around a Christmas tree. Thanks. Staff Sergeant Matthew H., U.S. Army.
Your support may be the most important thing our troops can carry with them. But don't take our word for it. Take theirs. To show your support, visit americasupportsyou.mil. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Defense and the Ad Council.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. Then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-616-8010. That's 1-800-616-8010. Again, 1-800-616-8010. Call now.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind. Ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. We leave no warrior behind. Wounded Warrior Project is a non-profit organization created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war. Whether those scars are physical or mental, we're here to make sure that they heal. And whether it's helping those with post-traumatic stress disorder live a normal life again, or giving much-needed support to injured warriors in veterans' hospitals. Because no one deserves our help more than the men and women who risk their lives to keep us safe. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind. Ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Zinc Media. Feel the power of knowledge. Coming to you live from my bunkerized home studio somewhere within the great grand state of New Hampshire, where the state motto is still live free or die. It is not big government or bust. Welcome one and all you ecclesiastites and fellow liberty lovers all across the globe. The number here to call should you wish to join me live is toll free 603-835-3224. Again, that's 603-835-3224. Well, it looks like I don't know, the sun is not cooperating. Now, it's been kind of cool here. Well, it's not been very cool, but actually for this time of year, it's actually kind of warm the past few days, which has nothing to do with global warming. It's just that happens sometimes. You know, sometimes we have something called an Indian summer in the middle of winter where we get 60 and 70 degree days for like a week. It happens. You know, weather just for the weather pattern, just the jet stream kicks up, warm weather from the south, and we get a little bit of a warm reprieve a few days of the winter season. And right now we're on a warm jet stream pattern. It has nothing to do with total temperatures across the planet. We're just and the jet stream is sort of keeping warmer temperatures from the south up north. But it's not like we're hitting 70 and 80 degrees. You know, we're in the 50s. Today was pretty cool. It was in the 40s. That's more normal for this time of year. But it was also kind of, past couple of days has been very rainy, damp, raw type of days. And I've noticed that a lot of people's solar lighting, outdoor solar lighting, isn't working. Now, why is that? Because it's been kind of gray, dark days. As a matter of fact, some cars have the auto sensing automatic lights, that come on when there's not enough light outside, the headlights will come on. Their lights are on all day for the car. So that means that there's No sunlight. There's no sunlight poking through the clouds, not enough of it to charge up the outdoor solar lights. And by the way, I happen to like outdoor solar lights. There's nothing wrong with them at all. I mean, because you don't need, they'll last, depending on how much money you spend on them. The cheap ones, will last a good 5 or 6 hours long, and the more expensive ones can last 8 to 12 hours. But how long do you need your landscape? Most landscape lighting it should probably go off when at 3 o'clock. Who's up at 3 o'clock in the morning to see your landscape? I know some people are thinking or saying, well, it's for security purposes, Rod. Security up against the house. Well, those lights should be on a little bit longer. I agree. Maybe those shouldn't be solar. But the solar part, as I have said before, is unreliable. It's not foolproof. It's not 100% even during the day. And as much as if they put, solar panels put on my building, I'd be happy as a lark. Are larks happy, by the way? I'm not sure. But that's the saying, happy as a lark, right? So they are not working today. They didn't work yesterday, these solar lights, because there wasn't enough sun. So the sun wasn't getting through to power these devices. Now, at the same time, we have to understand that at night, obviously, it's dark, right? There's no sun. So I don't care what kind of solar system or solar panels or solar lighting you have. At night, they're not going to be drawing any power from the sun because the sun is on the other side of the world. Or at least in a part of the world that you're not. So they're not going to work. They're not going to collect any energy. Now I understand that if you use an incandescent bulb and a flashlight and you go up to these things, you can actually... It takes a while. Interesting that I don't think you can do that with LED. Do they have LED grow lights? I think they do now. But this whole notion that solar is going to be a part of our saving oil and part of our energy solution on a mass scale, as I have said many times before, is highly flawed. And lo and behold, here is a story from JoeForAmerica.com. Y'all remember Joe the plumber? Yeah, well, he has his own website called JoeForAmerica.com, which is really kind of interesting because his name really isn't Joe. I forget what his name is, but it isn't Joe. But Joe the plumber has his own website, and his tagline, it's not about right and left, it's about right and wrong. And the left is often wrong, but he is right. It is about right, wrong. But Joe the plumber has a story. Super green solar energy plant, not so green after all. Located in the Mojave Desert, or is it Mojave? I think it's Mojave. I've heard it pronounced both ways. The Mojave Desert. The Mojave Desert. In any case, if you're from Rush Limbaugh's Rio Linda, if you sound it the way it's spelled, it's Mojave. Mojave. Mojave Desert. The Bright Source Energy Ivanpah solar energy plant has been touted by the media as the green energy industry's poster child. Ivanpah, Ivanpah, Ivanpah. You know how they used to say "dad" back in the 1800s. Pa. Anybody watch Little House on the Prairie? With Charles Ingalls, they all said Pa. They didn't call him Dad or Daddy. It was Pa. So Ivanpah, solar energy plant. I've heard about this. Let me give you an example of what this thing is. It's 2 or 3 towers, big, huge towers, and they have these massive solar fields surrounding these towers. So all these solar collectors and panels surrounding these towers. Now, these solar panels or collectors aren't really collecting anything, the sunlight. No, they're not. They're reflecting it. And they all reflect the sun's energy. All these massive amounts of solar collectors, if you will, they're mirrors, basically, are reflecting the sunlight back to this single point on the tower, all around the tower. And this is supposed to concentrate the sun's energy into heat, thus heating up water, trying to create steam, which then turns turbines, generators, that type of things, and to produce electricity. Now there's, it's a green source because there's no carbonates or exhaust or anything, because the power source, water and sun. However, these things don't work at night, obviously. Why? Well, because there's no sun at night. Think about if you lived in parts of Alaska or Canada where it's dark for 24 hours. And you had during the summer months, you're going to have a period of time where the sun is shining for 24 hours a day, but that's not high level sun. I mean, the sun at night gets kind of low, but it's still sunlight for 24 hours a day. But there are points in the winter part where there is no sunlight at all. 0 hours of sunlight. But wasn't there a movie, 24 Hours of Darkness or something, or 30 Days of Night? Wasn't that, I think it was about vampires, too. I think Josh Hartnett was the big star in that, right? I don't remember that was a while ago. He's been out of it for a while, has he not? I haven't seen or heard he's dropped out of Hollywood. I guess he's one of those stars that just got fed up with the liberalism and the idiocy and the stupidity and the over-partying in Hollywood and just decided to drop out and go home. Wherever home is for him. I don't know. I hope he stays there. Hope he's happy. I didn't think he was that great of an actor anyway, so it's not like it's a big loss. But I don't know. Is he cute? Is he still cute? I don't know. Maybe that's what drives. Yeah, he was in another liberal take on a historical event. He was Pearl Harbor. The big box office bomb with about the bombing of Pearl Harbor, 1941, and Josh Hartnett I think that was his first major role, and but Ben Affleck was one of the big stars. And there's a few other big stars in there. But that's when everybody thought, oh, he's so cute, and that's you don't have to be a strong actor. You just have to be cute. Whatever cute is. I'm going to defer that to you ladies on this, you girls and ladies on that one. I don't know. I might say, well, that guy's good looking, and ladies will say, what, are you crazy? It's a good thing you're. Thought there was a certain type of, whatever made good looks was that. He's not it. Fine. Good for you. In any case, I don't know. Is Joe the plumber a good-looking guy? I don't know. Irrelevant. He's a smart guy. That's what's important. This month in the Mojave Desert, a company called Bright Source plans to break ground on a revolutionary new type of solar plant. It's going to put about 1,000 people to work building a state-of-the-art facility, and when it's complete, it will turn sunlight into energy that will power up to 140,000 homes, the largest such plant in the world. But it's going to be in the Mojave Desert. It's going to cover acres and acres and acres of the Mojave Desert. But green energy is fine, as are big projects that put a lot of people to work. But full disclosure is a good thing, too. Now, you might not expect it, but the solar energy plant uses natural gas. What? I thought it was a solar energy plant. Uses natural gas. The California Energy Commission initially deemed that heat output from natural gas could be no more than 5% of the heat the plant captures from the sun. But by March 2014, plant operators realized that simply wasn't going to cut it. They asked the CEC to increase the annual allowance from 984 to 1,575 million standard cubic feet of natural gas, which the CEC obligingly did. Again is the California Energy Commission. Now, with early expectations of an energy output over 1 million megawatt hours, Ivanpah's performance has been disappointing. Output did pick up in the typically sunny months of May, June, and July, and August, as one might expect, with 189,000 megawatt hours generated in that 4-month period. But even that higher production rate would translate to annual electricity output of less than 600,000 megawatt hours, or at least 40% below. 40% below. Sun don't shine enough, even out in the desert. Y'all hear what I'm saying? Sun don't shine enough out in the desert. Sun goes away. No sunshine when the sun is gone, and he's gone away. Yeah, I tried to change the lyrics. It didn't work. Sorry. But you know what I'm talking about. Sunshine does not shine enough to make this. They're using natural gas. All right. Look, we're being sold a bill of goods. You know, of course, they get tax credits and tax abatements and tax this and tax relief and tax that. That all comes out of the taxpayer's pocket in order to build these stupid things. And then they turn around and charge you an arm and a leg for energy rates. And say, well, you know, this stuff is a little bit more expensive than we thought. Somebody's got to pay for this. Well, yeah. We understand that, you know, the customer is always going to pay for everything that the business does. Doesn't matter. The business doesn't have money until it gets it from somebody else. So they have to raise rates in order for it to pay for itself. Now this particular plant's the Ivanpah plant. The plant's natural gas consumption ended up being far greater than originally projected. Its energy output has proven to be far lower than projected. Birds flying over the facility run the risk of getting torched in mid-flight, creating what have been termed streamers. For the, I'm sorry, folks, but streamers for the plume of smoke as it falls to the ground. Now, BrightSource has spent over $56 million relocating tortoises native to the plant site. They've spent $56 million relocating, basically, turtles that once lived in the area. And you know that the project had to have a good-sized carbon footprint itself. It all makes everybody wonder, including Joe and myself, just how green the project really is. So they had to relocate all these turtles, basically, that were native to the area, because turtles live there. I don't know why a turtle is in the middle of the desert, but a turtle lives there. They had to move them at a cost of $56 million. And they call the poor birds that are flying, because, you got environmentalist wackos who are all upset about some of this stuff, about birds being, kilt. That's right, I said kilt. Birds being kilt by windmills, giant windmills that produce it. Now they're being kilt by solar reflectors, basically. And as I said, these mirrors simply reflect the sunlight, its power, its heat, everything back to the tower. And if a bird happens to be flying through that sight zone of that mirror, it gets fried, and it's called instant fricassee flying foul, if you will. That's, it's kind of like the Bugs Bunny. You see cartoons when, Flashpoint, a bird is flying, and all of a sudden it's like a turkey on the plate. Now, let's say, boom, Crash gives a new turn to crash and burn. 4 birds flying by, minding their own business, flying too low, flying too near these towers, and zap, they're gone. Just so you and I can power up our iPhones and iPads. I thought it was rather interesting that we had in California, folks. Oh, now we covered some of this last night about getting over to college protest in these safe zones. Safe zone. I'm in a safe zone. I'm in a safe zone. You can't insult me, injure me. You can't film me, do anything to me because I'm in a safe zone. I mean, well, here's a safe zone. You're supposed to be able to be free to say and do what you want in a safe zone, right? I mean, you don't have a camera or anything, but you know, students are supposed to be able to feel free and safe in a safe zone or a safe space. I don't even know what that is. What is a safe? You know what a safe space is like? This is because I say these kids have never grown up. They're still kids. Because when you were like a tot, you had a safe zone or safe space. You'd run to it and you'd duck in there and you'd hide and you'd feel safe. Well, we're supposed to grow out of that. I mean, I guess generally speaking, our safe space is really our home, our house. But for the purposes of actually being and feeling safe, warm and loved and cuddled and safe, we grow out of that. Or so most of us thought. But college is a safe space, a place where these students supposedly can go because they were told, this is your safe space, man. You can come here and just hang out, hang loose, and be safe from all the negativity that's going on around you, going on out there. No big deal. So you're not going to get, people are not going to attack you in here. You're not going to, you shouldn't feel vulnerable or not safe in your safe space. So come on over to the safe space. So college safe space, according to Mediaite.com, boos an Asian woman for declaring black people can be racist. Hey, hi. I got something to say. Black people can be racist. I don't know if she speaks with an accent, but they happen to point out that she's an Asian woman. Since I can't sound like a woman, I'll just try to sound like an Asian. I, as a woman, I say black people can be racist. Just like white people. All people can be a racist. Black people can be a racist. And I'm sure somebody's going to hear that and totally flip out. Did you hear? Rod is making fun. I mean, did you hear what he just did? Oh, he's making fun of Asians, man. This is terrible. We need to do something about him. He's with the radio wave should be a safe space too. Students at a safe space at Claremont McKenna College in California shut down an Asian woman who was describing racial harassment by a black man, booing her when she declared black people can be racist. So she was describing being racially victimized and harassed by a black man. And then when she, points out, well, hey, this guy, black people can be racist too. Boo! Hiss! Boo! Go away! No way, man. Black people can't be racist. Boo! Boo! You're an Asian. How can you say boo? Says, I came to this country 5 years ago when I was 15. Oh, so she does have an Asian accent, wherever she's from. through a boarding school in Pennsylvania. The Asian student said, now, and all I heard is if you don't speak English, go home. If you don't speak good English, go home. I don't date Asians. She says, I don't date Asians, and I like to have sex with a girl from all the continents. That's why I want to date you. Really? Wait, so the black guy says that he doesn't date Asians, but he liked to have sex with a girl from all the continents, and that's why he wants to date her. That's a great pickup line. Hey, babe, I'm trying to tramp on all 7 continents. I want to hit up a girl from all 7 continents. And you look like you from Asia? Well, I need a clip from Asia, girl. Why don't me and you, bust our moves, you know what I'm saying? And then I get to say I was with a black man. Hey, we all good, right? We all good. We don't have to get married or nothing. Let's just get our thing on, our groove on, and just move on, right? I mean, is this how you approach a girl? I'm confused. I don't know. I'm just wondering. We'll see.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. Then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-616-8010. That's 1-800-616-8010. Again, 1-800-616-8010. Call now.
Did you ever look at the stains in your coffee cup and then realize that's exactly what happens to your teeth? Power Swabs is the 5-minute solution to get your teeth white without visiting the dentist. This is Ben Gordon with Power Swabs, and if your teeth are stained from coffee, tea, or smoking, all it takes is 5 minutes with Power Swabs. In 5 minutes, you'll see an average of 2 shades whiter teeth, and in 7 days, 6 shades. It's clinically proven to whiten natural teeth as well as caps and veneers. The secret is a tooth detergent that was developed by Dr. Martin Ginniger that lifts stains off of your teeth. Best of all, there's no messy strips or trays that you have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and you're done. To try Power Swabs risk-free, call 1-800-291-5140. That's 1-800-291-5140. I guarantee your bright white smile will have your friends talking about how great you look. Try it risk-free today. 1-800-291-5140. That's 1-800-291-5140.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 800-595-2614 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 595-2614 to take your call now. Call 800-595-2614. That's 800-595-2614. Again, 800-595-2614.
The following letters were written by our troops.
My dear fellow Americans, I truly appreciate your support. I was starting to wonder if people had forgotten about us over here, But then one of my buddies showed me this website, and now as tears are streaming down my face, I can see for sure that you haven't. Private Emily B., U.S. Army.
It's so heartwarming to see the American people not letting the men and women of the armed forces be forgotten. Your letters make a group of grown men, battle-hardened and gruff, act like a bunch of kids around a Christmas tree. Thanks. Staff Sergeant Matthew H., U.S. Army.
Your support may be the most important thing our troops can carry with them. But don't take our word for it. Take theirs. To show your support, visit americasupportyou.mil. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Defense and the Ad Council.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. And then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-616-8010. That's 1-800-616-8010. Again, 1-800-616-8010. Call now.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind. Ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. We leave no warrior behind. Wounded Warrior Project is a non-profit organization created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war. Whether those scars are physical or mental, we're here to make sure that they heal. And whether it's helping those with post-traumatic stress disorder live a normal life again, or giving much-needed support to injured warriors in veterans' hospitals, because no one deserves our help more than the men and women who risk their lives to keep us safe. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind. Ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Rod Eccles.
603-835-3224 is the number to call as we come back to the program. Welcome back as we continue on. Boy, that first segment went by really, really fast. We continue on here with the Mediaite story in college about this one young Asian woman, student, who's trying to explain to the people who are there in the crowd, in this safe space or safe zone crowd, that she didn't feel safe. She doesn't feel safe being in there. Well, when she was trying to explain that blacks could be racist as well. And she was referring to a point where, evidently a black man approached her and said, "Hey, basically, hey, honey, why don't you and me go, I don't date Asian women. I don't date Asian girls, you know what I'm saying? But, we can go and get our groove on, you know what I'm saying? I just want to have a thing, you know what I'm saying, with women from all the continents, you know what I'm saying? So, you and me, I think you cute. You probably think I'm cute. You know what I'm saying? And we can, go out and get some drinks, and go out and maybe do a little bit of dance, you know what I'm saying? And get back and get in the groove and do some dancing in the sheets, you know what I'm saying? Back at the crib, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's what she's relaying. She's relaying this story. And then she goes on to say, now, the point I'm making here is that we should not distinguish people by their race or gender or anything. Black people can be racist, she said. At which point, a black woman holding a sign that reads, "It's too late to say sorry," approached her and said, "Oh, no, honey, Now, of course, somebody in the crowd evidently just said, she said this, honey, oh, no, honey, in her black voice, I'm sure. Angry black woman. You don't want to piss off a black woman. Latino women, some people are probably say, Rod, that's racist. No, men know what I'm saying. Is that when Latino women and black women get angry, they get crazy. I mean, they get crazy. They get crazy. And, white women and Asian women, they're very tame and moderate compared to these two ethnic women who will they'll cut you deep in a heartbeat in more ways than one. Guys, look, I'm a black guy, and I'm telling you, you don't want to piss off a black woman. You don't want to piss off a Latino. I'm in an area here where there are a lot of, you don't piss off a Latino woman. Oh, my, no, I have seen them go off. No. But in any case, look, hey, might I remind people, I am politically incorrect. So if that's something you can't handle, then you probably should not be listening to this program. But a black girl goes over to her. She's holding a sign. It's too late to say sorry. Why is it ever too late to say sorry if you're truly sorry about it? And she corrects the girl and says, "Oh no, honey," and over a chorus of boos in this safe space. Now, a few safe space participants told their peers to let the woman talk. They were saying, "Let her finish." And she goes on to say, "I just mean we have to look at people individually." She says you have to look at the heart, the action, not the race. Now, other members then approached the woman and grabbed for the microphone. Someone in the crowd asked, "How is this relevant to college? Failing to provide a space for people of color." Now, last I looked, in this country, Asians are people of color. Are they not? I mean, we're not in China or Japan where Asia is the majority, so Asians over there would be, like white people here, I guess. What do they? I'm just questioning now. This begs the question. If you are in Asia, any part of Asia, whether it be Japan, China, India, other parts of Asia like Pakistan, where the vast majority of people are yellow or brown, what do they? Well, they always say people. Here we say people of color is referring to anybody who's non-white. So, how do they refer to people? They obviously can't say people of color because they're colored versus being white. And how do they refer to white people who are over there obviously in the minority? I mean, do people understand and see how stupid all this racism stuff is? I mean, it's absolutely asinine. Hell, go to Africa. Well, it's a continent full of people of color. And the whites are the minority there, too. Well, if you go to South Africa, it's probably not a good place to be a white person to be in South Africa, from what I'm understanding right now. But what do they call them? The people of non-color? Is that how they're? This whole notion that that the left is going to continue to divide us along racial lines. Now you get onto these college campuses, and these wonderful colleges. You got this one college kid. It was back at Mizzou who was on the hunger strike. What is he? Not even for a week. He's on a hunger, and I had to suffer for a week, man. Well, I mean, the kid is not fat, but he's not exactly skinny. He doesn't look like he's been missing many meals, and it doesn't look like he lost too much weight in 7 days that he was on this fast. But I digress, because the kid was black, yes, but he was the son, he was a rich little brat. No, he was a very privileged brat. And he's running around talking about, I love my skin color. I love my blackness. I love it. You know what I find from people like that? This is what I have learned about people who walk around talking about, I love my blackness, or I love my whiteness. I love my Asian. I love my Latino, man. It doesn't matter what it is. They walk around, they talk about that. Those people are the biggest racists on the planet. I don't care what your skin. If you're, I love my, why? Because they don't want to see anybody else around them. They don't want to see, and I might add, blacks can be racist. In fact, blacks are racist within their own race, if you will. Because in this country, if you are African, and your skin is black as coal, has anybody ever seen an African model? I mean, they have some black skin. Some of those women are absolutely knockout gorgeous. Let me tell you something. Blacks in this country look down upon them. Even if they're American, if you're an American and your skin is too dark, oh, no. In fact, who do we raise up to be icons of the black community, especially for female? We got Beyonce. She ain't so black. We got Halle Berry, another gorgeous woman, but she ain't all black either. I mean, Mariah Carey isn't dark enough, but she's half black. Does people remember that? I mean, we raise these, there are a lot of these musicians and actors, they call themselves African Americans, or at least part African American, and they're the ones that are being put on African American advertisements that are targeting African Americans. African American companies are using them to promote their products and services. You look at the magazines that tout African American or black life and lifestyle, and half the time, these women especially, they're what is often called as being half-tone. They're not really black. They don't have typical African American features. But we're supposed to, but hey, if you're darker than that, well, you're probably going to be discriminated against by other African Americans. Forget the general public. We're just talking African Americans now. And yet these same kids are running around these campuses talking about, I love my blackness. And we need a space for ourselves. Ourselves need a space. Need a space for what? I don't know what that means. You need a space? A space for what? To hide from the world or to promote your segregation? Your segregationist theories? Which doesn't help race relations, but you want to be separate. That doesn't help, mingling. I don't know. I don't understand how a country that can be so integrated as ours right now, where we have mixed race children who are now registering in the full percentage points in the census, which means it's at least 1%. I don't even remember what the Census Bureau said that the mixed race kids are percentage today, but it's over 1%. I mean, you're talking, that is now significant. We have more interracial couples than anywhere else on the planet at any other time in history. And I'm not just talking about blacks and whites getting together. It's black and Latino, black and Asian, white and Asian, white and Latino. Oh, well, I don't know. I guess if you're a white Latino, you can't be, it's not an interracial thing if you're with a white person then. Maybe we just need to stop dealing or stop defining all this racial crap. Because I find the ones that we always seem to read about and see about on TV and watch on videos and everything, they talk about all this racial issues and racial this and racial that. you often find out when you look into their history and their past that they're actually the ones that are fomenting the racial problems. It isn't the everyday person, because frankly, I think this country has, generally speaking, the general population has pretty much moved past the race issue. And then you get certain people who can't let it go, who won't let it go. They push it and push it and push it, and they start forcing people, especially white people, to start looking at race, to start looking at skin color, when before they didn't want to, they didn't mean to, they didn't need to, they didn't see color. But all of a sudden it gets pushed in their face, you were racist, you this, you that. And now the poor white person in self-defense is starting to think, well, this black asshole over here, I mean, it's only natural. You push people hard enough, long enough, and far enough, they're going to retaliate. And they're going to retaliate in the way that you are attacking them. You're attacking them on race, they're going to retaliate via race. If you're attacking them on wealth status, they're going to retaliate via wealth status. You know, if you attack them constantly on social status, they're going to eventually retaliate based on social status. So these idiots out here that are running around on these college campuses right now, there is no safe space. This little Asian girl just found out she don't have a safe space. No, are we supposed to have individual segregated safe spaces now? So in this particular safe space, you can't bash black people no matter what. So I guess if you go to a different part of the college campus or the quad or whatever they want to call it, and you have an Asian safe space there, I guess maybe they can bash black people. But over in the black people safe space, obviously you can't bash black people. But the black people can bash the Asian people and the white people. Oh, and by the way, if the whites have a safe space, no, they're not allowed to have a safe space because they're white. But even if they did, blacks could go over there and bash white people because it's a safe space. And whites don't deserve to have their own safe space because they're white. But a black person can't go over to an Asian safe space and then start bashing Asians because the Asians ain't going to put up with it. But if a black person goes over to a white person safe space and starts bashing whites, all the whites start feeling guilty. They start, feeling shame. Oh man, this is terrible. We didn't know we were that bad. But you get a white person better not go over into a black person safe space and save anything because they might not get out of there alive, literally. Do we see the idiocy of all this? Do we not see the idiocy of it? And this is not going to blow over anytime soon. Because now that the inmates have given the run of the asylum, they've been given the permission by all these wonderful, now because these liberal, professors and liberal administrators, now they're all running scared. Well, if I try to block these kids now, I'm going to lose my job. I'm going to let them do whatever they want because I'm scared. Well, now the administrators in college, they don't have any safe space. They don't deserve a safe space. I find it kind of, well, it's not ironic because it's typical of what liberals do not think beyond, because see, as I said before earlier this week, it's all about them. Them individually. It isn't about the whole. It isn't about society. It isn't about the masses. It's only about the individual to them. And the individual, as far as they're concerned, is only them. They don't care about anybody else. They only care about themselves. They pretend to care about others. I mean, they'll walk hand in hand and sing Kumbaya together, but they don't care about the person they're holding the hand with because it's not about the person they're holding the hands with. It's about them. That's what each one of them is thinking. Oh, it's about me, man. It's about me. Because they always walk around saying, well, to me, or for me or the way I think or the way I feel. There's no we in any of their vocabulary. Just listen to these people, these 18 to 21-year-olds talk. They're like Obama. It's me and I, not we and our. This is my country. No, this is our country. No, this is my country. Our country. No, this is my school. No, it's everybody who goes there. It's everybody's school. No, this is my school. It's everybody's school. Yeah, you can say that's your car. You can put your hands on it and say, my car. Got it. It's private ownership of something. But you don't privately own the country or the college. You are one of many, many, many owners. So, no, it's not all about you individually. But that's how they listen to them talk. Read what they write. Read their posts. Read their articles. Read their tweets. Read their Snapchats. Whatever. Instagram. Read it. You will see that most of the time of anybody, anybody under the age of 25, it's all about them only. There is no we or our or us. It's me, myself, and I to them. And look, they look to the one person who's the biggest me, myself, and I person of all, and that's Obama. And you ever listen to Obama give a speech? And when he's talking about certain things in the government, I'm the president, and I'm not going to allow this, and I'm not going to allow that, and I'm not going to let this happen, and I'm going to do something about this, and I'm going to use my pen for that, and I'm going to write an executive order. There's no the Constitution. There's no we as the American people. There's no I don't believe that we or us. It's all about I, me, me, me. I mean, even when he gives a State of the if he doesn't, you know what? Here's a drinking game for you. Here's a wonderful drinking game for you. The next State of the Union address. Anytime the president uses a singular or a possessive, a self-possessive, me, myself, I, mine. Anytime the president uses a self-possessive identifier, take a drink. Pick your alcohol. Doesn't matter. Shot. Take a swig of beer. Take a gulp of wine. Just take a drink. I guarantee you, by the end of the State of the Union speech in January, you will be completely hammered, trashed, totally out of it. You're going to be slurring your words. You believe what President just said? You're going to be slurring your because that's how often he refers to himself in the first person in a self-possessive manner. And these kids on these college campuses all over the country, college campuses, college campi, they're doing the same thing. Because, hey, this is all part of the liberal mantra about kids being, you're special. You're such a special person. Oh, we're trying to build your self-esteem because you're so special. But they tell every single kid that they're special. But all the kid after a while hears is that it's all about me. I'm special. Frankly, if everybody's special, then how is anybody special? Frankly, nobody's special. We're all the same. We're all created equally. But we're running around teaching our kids, you're so special, you're precious. We don't want to hurt this little child's creativity, their feelings. We don't want to put them in a box. Man, we don't want to harm them in any way. Yes, because they're so special. You're special, especially special. This is what they grow up thinking. And we're seeing the results of this specialness. Even though these kids don't realize it, that all of them were said to be special, but no, all they heard was that they were special. That's all that counts. So it comes down to it is me, Me. Not you, not we, not us, but we. So I got to have a safe space. Not you, me. That's why they can boo that Asian girl. Because all of them around there saying, I got to have a safe space, but not her. Because me doesn't include her. Just me. As long as I got the safe space, that's all that counts. I don't care if she's got one or not. I got to have the safe space. It's all singular and possessive, and it started from kindergarten.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare.
And here we go. What was that? We'll be back.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. Then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-616-8010. That's 1-800-616-8010. Again, 1-800-616-8010. Call now.
Did you ever look at the stains in your coffee cup and then realize that's exactly what happens to your teeth? Power Swabs is the 5-minute solution to get your teeth white without visiting the dentist. This is Ben Gordon with Power Swabs, and if your teeth are stained from coffee, tea, or smoking, all it takes is 5 minutes with Power Swabs. In 5 minutes, you'll see an average of 2 shades whiter teeth, and in 7 days, 6 shades. It's clinically proven to whiten natural teeth as well as caps and veneers. The secret is a tooth detergent that was developed by Dr. Martin Ginniger that lifts stains off of your teeth. Best of all, there's no messy strips or trays that you have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and you're done. To try Power Swabs risk-free, call 1-800-291-5140. That's 1-800-291-5140. I guarantee your bright white smile will have your friends talking about how great you look. Try it risk-free today. 1-800-291-5140. That's 1-800-291-5140.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 800-595-2614 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 595-2614 to take your call now. Call 800-595-2614. That's 800-595-2614. Again, 800-595-2614.
The following letters were written by our troops.
My dear fellow Americans, I truly appreciate your support. I was starting to wonder if people had forgotten about us over here, but then one of my buddies showed me this website, and now as tears are streaming down my face, I can see for sure that you haven't. Private Emily B., U.S. Army.
It's so heartwarming to see the American people not letting the men and women of the armed forces be forgotten. Your letters make a group of grown men, battle-hardened and gruff, act like a bunch of kids around a Christmas tree. Thanks. Staff Sergeant Matthew H., U.S. Army.
Your support may be the most important thing our troops can carry with them. But don't take our word for it. Take theirs. To show your support, visit americasupportyou.mil. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Defense and the Ad Council.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. Then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-616-8010. That's 1-800-616-8010. Again, 1-800-616-8010. Call now.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind. Ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. We leave no warrior behind. Wounded Warrior Project is a non-profit organization created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war. Whether those scars are physical or mental, we're here to make sure that they heal. And whether it's helping those with post-traumatic stress disorder live a normal life again, or giving much-needed support to injured warriors in veterans' hospitals. Because no one deserves our help more than the men and women who risk their lives to keep us safe. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind. Ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Zinc Media. Feel the power of knowledge.
All you wonderful, wonderful, wonderful liberty lovers all across the globe and all across this wonderful land of ours. It is I, your lovable host, L. Rod, coming to you live again from my bunkerized home studio somewhere within the great granite state of New Hampshire as we enter into hour number 2 already, hour 1 in the bag. Fastest 2 hours on internet talk radio right here. From the great granite state of New Hampshire, where the state motto is still live free or die, not big government or bust. The number, of course, as always, that you can call is area code toll free 603-835-3224. Get on the horn. Give me a buzz if you want to do so live. Don't forget, I know I'm going to keep mentioning this. Don't forget that coming up in January, first week in January 5th, I do believe, First live program from the Rod Eccles Show and the bunkerized home studio. And going to be 3 hours long, and in the morning we're changing time. Changing our time schedule, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern time. So basically that means all of you out there on the left coast and in the mountain zone and even in the central part of the country, you're going to get me drive time. You're going to get, so you can call on the cell phone if you want at that particular point in time. You can call now on the cell phone, but you're going to be drive time. That should be a lot of fun. But 9 to noon Eastern time is going to be the standard time for the live program. And as I have said before, networks and a few new networks will be carrying the program live. not on a replay. So there you go. So even if you are currently listening to this on your favorite network or station, most likely means that you'll get to hear it live come January the 5th. And of course, you're gonna want to go to rodeccles.net to keep up to date on what's happening and all the new stuff. That you need to go over there anyway and just check it out for all the stuff that's over there that gets loaded up there on a daily basis. I mean, in the front and the back and the middle, and it's a deep site, and it's only been active since March of this. You know, it's rising in the ranks, and it's already a huge. It's a wealth of information there. There's a lot of info and a lot of commentary and a lot of stuff there. Go and possibly look at. Who knows? If you can think it up right now, you know, as it pertains to this election season, I've probably covered it, and it's probably over there on the site. Find something on it. Function if you want. Go ahead. There is one there. I'm proud of it. You know, we're still making tweaks to make the site even better for you. And again, notice it's free. There's no charging of anything. Right now, I can't guarantee that it won't be email free. Working with some people now, they may want to change some of that. Again, it's always going to be free. The whole site's going to be free, but there may be parts at some point where they want to send you the information to your email. But right now, you don't need an email. I think you in order to comment on some of the stuff, you may need to sign in with an email. I was getting tons and tons of you wouldn't believe the amount of spam. Terrible. And none of it was even you couldn't even read it because it was just gibberish. Until they got to the point of where they wanted you to click away, and none of that made it through. None of it. And I'd even, sometimes you could even it's not, what is it, a ping back? You can send stuff back to these, send it back, reject it. And they still kept sending stuff. So I don't know. So we got, for a while, I think you have to sign in with some sort of what it is. Not hosted on WordPress, but it is a word. I have websites, some free ones, some not free ones, and some free. I got a couple of websites over on WordPress. I have some inactive blogs over on Blogger. I should probably. I guess quite a few of them. I can't even keep track of all of them anymore. I know where they all are. I know how to log into all of them. I just don't use them all. Rid of them unless somebody else wants to get rid of them for me. Well, I need to do that. Anyway, it's an entrepreneurial spirit on mine. Also, don't forget to like the fan page over on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. Fan page is just incredible. The interaction over there is incredible. Growing by leaps and bounds, and my Twitter following is just shooting through. By the end, we'll see. I'm not going to give any numbers, but by the end of the year, I would not say it's possible that by January, most of my numbers will have doubled. We'll get there, maybe not, but if you're not a part of it, aren't you going to wonder what you're missing? Yeah, so jump on in. Water's fine. It's called the... We're making everybody else around us uncomfortable. We're making all those liberals and all those moderates extremely uncomfortable. That's making me comfortable. I'm nice and comfy. Well, they've been making us feel uncomfortable for a very long time. It's about time we start making them feel a little bit uncomfy. This from Breitbart. Students demonstrations are set to engulf the U.S. in million student march as activists from campuses around the country stage a day of protest against tuition, fees, and student debt. Further inflamed by recent social justice protests at Yale and Missouri. What is it? What is somebody needs to explain to me what this social justice is, Lucy. What is social justice, Lucy? Explain to me. Because there is no such thing. It's a made-up term. Why I hate hearing this term, social injustice and social justice. What the hell does that mean? What it means to a liberal is it means fairness. Well, fairness in what? Fairness of birth? You know, because everybody's created equal. We all come to the world the same way. You know, death, because, you know, we all die. None of us are getting out of this life alive. All going to die. We come into the world alone. We die alone. I know people are all around us when we're born and when we die. But basically, it's a single person, one person journey. All by your lonesome. Nobody else can go with you. They can't go. Even twins got to come in one at a time. You know, into the world one at a time. They go out one at a time. So, what are they talking about fairness with? Oh, they want fairness of outcome, not fairness in effort, not fairness in ability, and not fairness in opportunity, because everybody's got opportunity. They just have to, you know, when opportunity knocks, they got to be in a position where they can take advantage of it. They have to recognize it. You got opportunity all around you. I mean, you know, the one thing about opportunity is that when you start paying attention to opportunity and you notice the opportunity, all of a sudden you start noticing a lot more opportunity. And then you start to realize, oh man, I can't take advantage of all of this opportunity that's coming my way. I don't have the time and or the money, or, you know, I can't do it all. I see it all the time. I look at this. Just talking to somebody or listening to somebody or seeing something on the web or on the news or driving around town and seeing, boom, oh, that's an opportunity. Do something. And I think to myself, well, geez, mostly right now it's just full. My plate is full. I don't have room to do anything else. Man, that would be an awesome opportunity for somebody. The potential of that could be big, huge. So, obviously, it can't be the fairness of opportunity because everybody has an opportunity if they only open their eyes and see it. So what do they want? They want fairness of outcome. They want to be guaranteed that no matter how much effort or how little effort you put into something, or whether or not you take advantage of opportunity, they want the outcome to be the same. That's not the case. That's not what we say by created equal. There is no such thing as social justice where everybody has equal outcome. That's what they want. You can't have that. Never, ever. There are always going to be people that work their butts off like you would not believe. And they don't mind working like that. They actually love it. They're ambitious. They're goal-orientated. They want to reach their goals. They don't care about hard work because they love it. And you're always going to have people who are just going to be lazy as hell. No matter what you do for them or the opportunity that you hand them on a silver platter, they are not going to do a darn thing. So, should those two people, that extremely hard worker and that lazy bum, should they have the same equal outcome? Of course not. But that's what this social justice is all about. Well, this person who worked their butt, they work 18, 20 hours a day for 5 years and they finally get up into the big leagues and they make $1 million. Now you get some people who say, well, you're the evil 1%er. You need to give all your money back to this, and so we can take care of this lazy bum over here who doesn't want to get off his duff and do anything. But that's why you have some, because you took all his money. Well, how could the hard worker take the poor slob's money? The poor slob doesn't have any money. So the wealthy person couldn't take it. There's nothing that the wealthy person has that poor person, nothing that the wealthy person wants that poor person has. They want to take all his money. They want to offer him a product or a service, and they want to say, hey, if you can afford to pay me for my product or service, and you want my product or service, and you are willing to pay for my product and service, I will sell you my product or service. I don't care if you're poor, middle class, or it doesn't matter. This is the price for my product or service. If you are freely willing to give me my price for my product or service, I will sell you my product or service. No questions asked. Now, I don't care what your economic status is. But you see, what these stupid, idiotic kids on these college campuses want is they want it, that product or service. They don't want to pay the hardworking person who owns that product or service a fair price. They don't want to pay his price at all, no matter what. He could probably lower the price to $1, and they'll probably still scream and holler too much. Look, I know somebody's saying $1, Rod, really? Yeah. How about the people who make it big time on apps, charging 99 cents, $1 or $2 on apps? And what do some of them do? Some of them, they have these apps that absolutely blow up, and they sell 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 million copies at $1 or $2 a piece. Now, you got an app that's selling for $1 and 10 million people download it. What'd you just do? You just made $10 million. Well, now all those wonderful leftists are going to lump you into, and this is what some of them are starting to figure out. Some of these college students who are no longer college students, they're developing all this stuff in the digital world. Facebook kids, for instance, and all of a sudden their app or their program or their site takes off, and hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of people want what they're offering, and all of a sudden these kids start to make bank. They have all this money. And they're trying to hold on to their idealism by saying, pay higher taxes and everything. And then they look at their paycheck and they think, wait a minute. Hold on. Why are you taking 60% of what I make? You know how long I had to work to get to that point to make that? And so now they have all the money. They have this money, and they didn't take it from anybody. Freely and willingly by people who wanted their product or service. Now they have all these big salaries and all this money, and they have all this stock and blah blah blah, and they're just rich now. By anybody's standards, they're in the top 5%, top 1% of earners wage earners in the country, they got the bucks now. And what do? They think, well, maybe I better do something with all this money because the government keeps taking a whole heck of a lot of it. So they decide they're going to buy themselves houses. Well, where are they going to buy houses? They're going to buy houses around where they live and, around where they work. So we see this influx in places like Palo Alto, California, and San Francisco, California, where all of a sudden housing values are shooting up. Why? Because all of these tech kids who are under the age of 30 or 35 are flush with cash, and they realize that if they don't do something and invest it, the government's going to take probably half. So they're going to put it, and they're going to buy their own. They got to have some place to live. So they're going to go out and buy a house. And they realize, well, I'm making, sure, I can afford to buy a $700,000 house. Well, looking at a house, and 4 or 5 of them are looking at the same house. They bid up the price because they know they can afford it. So all the home value is going up, and all these other people around, they're pricing us out of the market, man. Those same kids were in college saying the exact same thing that these kids today are. Many of those kids, if they actually get off their duffs and absolutely understand the opportunity that's available to them and around them, and some of them start taking advantage of it, they're going to be just like all their predecessors from Facebook and Apple and all these other places. They're going to start making bank, and all of a sudden they're going to realize, oh, I was a total freaking idiot. But unfortunately, it's not going to be enough of them. And some of them that actually make it and start making bank are going to feel guilty about it. So they're going to continue to try to on the face of it, on the front of it, support all this liberal garbage. You cannot tell me that they're living liberally in their private lives. I don't care what Bill Gates says. The man is not living the way he talks now about liberal policy. I don't care who Mark Zuckerberg supports for president. He's not living the way he's talking. Most of them are not living the way that they are talking. And they need to be held accountable for their hypocrisy. Because sometimes when you point it out to them, they scratch their heads and they say, oh, snap. Yeah, you right. You right, Rod. Bad. I'm living terribly, man. I know. I'm terrible. My bad. That's all it takes. Again, it gets down to the point where hey, conservatives talking to people, because we're not out there stomping our feet and protesting and destroying stuff. Oh, no, we do things differently. We do things in a more humane way. We do things in a more sophisticated way. We do things like actually talk to people. Don't shout them down. Don't try to shut them up. We just try to talk to them. And for those who are willing to listen, they will hear our message. And many of those who hear our message will actually begin to think like us and come over to the right. Got all these wonderful protesters. There's a statement that Breitbart has from the activists that reads, "We are people of all colors, genders, and sexual orientation, and we are united to fight for education as a human right." Unless, of course, you're an Asian who's talking in a safe space surrounded by a bunch of black people, and you say, well, blacks can be racist too. Honey. No, don't you go there. Protesters are calling for free tuition-free public college, cancellation of all student debt, and a minimum $15 an hour wage for college workers. Plus plus a lot of stuff about straight white male patriarchy and rape culture on campus. There is no rape culture on campus. They even tried to change the definition of rape. And there still isn't any rape culture. They've even tried to say, hey, if two people, consenting adults, a man and a woman, they're both consenting, and both of them are drunk, the man just raped the woman. Wait, they're both drunk. They can't control themselves then. Neither one of them can. If they're both equally drunk, how is it rape by the man? Why isn't it rape by the woman then? Woman can rape a guy. Nope. Man committed rape if he has sex with a girl who's drunk and they're both drunk. So I guess that's the new rape culture. They can only change the definition of stuff. That's how they get anything done.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. And then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-616-8010. That's 1-800-616-8010. Again, 1-800-616-8010. Call now.
Did you ever look at the stains in your coffee cup and then realize that's exactly what happens to your teeth? Power Swabs is the 5-minute solution to get your teeth white without visiting the dentist. This is Ben Gordon with Power Swabs, and if your teeth are stained from coffee, tea, or smoking, all it takes is 5 minutes with Power Swabs. In 5 minutes, you'll see an average of 2 shades whiter teeth, and in 7 days, 6 shades. It's clinically proven to whiten natural teeth as well as caps and veneers. The secret is a tooth detergent that was developed by Dr. Martin Ginniger that lifts stains off of your teeth. Best of all, there's no messy strips or trays that you have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and you're done. To try Power Swabs risk-free, call 1-800-291-5140. That's 1-800-291-5140. I guarantee your bright white smile will have your friends talking about how great you look. Try it risk-free today. 1-800-291-5140. That's 1-800-291-5140.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 800-595-2614 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 595-2614 to take your call now. Call 800-595-2614. That's 800-595-2614. Again, 800-595-2614.
Start training for a new career in as little as 18 days. National EMS Institute's innovative boot camp program will train you for a new career. Learn to respond to emergency situations and become a certified EMT in just 18 days. National EMS Institute guarantees 100% job placement. Visit www.nationaleMSinstitute.com today to learn more about our 18-day boot camp. Or call us at 1-800-497-6732. NationalEMSinstitute.com.
Stuck in a boring, low-paid job? By 2017, there will be a shortage of 2 million cybersecurity jobs worldwide. If you have a technical background but don't have a computer certification, you're being drastically underpaid. In months, you could be qualified for a new job in information technology, making real money with real job security. A new career is just a few clicks away at thecodeoflearning.com.
Rod Eccles Show.
And the government goes to war against the American people. I know some of you are probably thinking, what, Rod? What's that? Did I hear lock and load? Where's my AK? No, not that kind of war. Might as well be that kind of war. But here's a story from ESPN. And it's about this. Now, I have not even been over to any of these sites. Because me personally, I know I wouldn't win. But, I hear the commercials, and I'm often tempted to give it a go. Spend a few bucks and have a little bit of fun, maybe. I'm tempted to giving it a go. But I don't do it. Because I know I don't have a chance of winning. At least I believe if I believe I don't have a chance of winning, then I don't have a chance. And I don't believe I am that versed in any of the sports, like football, to go over to FanDuel or DraftKings and participate in these fantasy football things. I tried to play fantasy football once. I didn't even last the whole season. It didn't go well for me. I didn't even do it the whole season. It was just, I guess I wasn't that interested to follow it through the whole season. Some of these people are really serious about this stuff. A lot of these people are really serious about this stuff. I mean, they are looking at, it takes them a few hours to set their team up because they're going through stat after stat after stat and probability after, it's like handicapping a horse race. I don't have time for that. I don't want to do that. So if I'm going to go and enter a game like that against people that are paying attention all the time and paying attention to all the stats and what's really going on and taking a look behind the scenes and seeing what's happening in the locker rooms and on the practice field, I'm not going to win. They're going to crush me. So I don't play. But I know that there are millions of people all over the country and around the world that love FanDuel and DraftKings. And they play. And I do know that DraftKings and FanDuel, some of these people win big money. Most people do not. It's, kind of like going to Las Vegas or any casino. Most people are probably going to lose money. Now, most people are probably not betting they're probably betting $1 to $5 per week. It's a hobby. It's a game. It's like playing any other game, really. Going to play, you spend money on a game. Spend money on a hobby. These people, I don't know what the average wager is. I'm just going to guess, $5 or so. I mean, people that get started, 1 or 5. You lose $5, you don't even think about it. I mean, nowadays, if you go to a coffee shop, even if it's not Starbucks, you're probably spending, $5 if you just buy 1 or 2 coffee drinks. So people don't care about that. $5, $10 even, maybe even $20. They don't care. I mean, it starts adding up at the end of the year, but you're not doing it 52 weeks out of the year. What is it, 16 weeks for football? By 18 weeks now, it's not. You spend a couple $100 throughout the whole season. Most people will spend more than that on tickets to see a couple of games. So it's not like it's a big amount of money but they have millions of people playing, so it's big, huge business. Well, and nobody's twisting their arm. These people are willingly going. They know the deal. But going in, I know the deal going in. I know the deal. I know I am not knowledgeable enough to play against most of these people. I will get crushed. I know. So if I go ahead and do it one day, just spend, $5 or so, just for some fun and kicks to see how bad I can do or how well I can do, and forget about winning anything, I just want to see how well I can do, I know that I'm not going to probably win anything back. Most people go in thinking that way. But they also realize that there are people actually that make a little bit of money, and there are people that do this that make a lot of money. But everybody who goes in does it of their own volition, their own free will. They know the deal. They know the handicap. They know they're behind the 8 ball. They're going in. No, hey, I heard the commercial. Sometimes there's, play up to, they'll FanDuel, if you don't win anything your first week or whatever, they'll refund your money up to $100 or something like that. But really what it is that they'll just give you another $100 that you continue playing through FanDuel. They don't actually give you, or is it DraftKings? I don't remember which one does. I don't think they actually cut you a check for your winnings. You just get to play again for free, basically. But anyway, so if you live in wonderful New York, your state attorney general just may have cut your fun off. Eric Schneiderman declared Tuesday that daily fantasy sports constitutes illegal gambling in the state of New York. And he sent game operators DraftKings and FanDuel a cease and desist notice in a significant blow to the embattled billion-dollar industry. Now, Schneiderman demanded that DraftKings and FanDuel, the two industry giants, stop accepting wagers from New York residents. Now, he did not ask the company to stop conducting its national business in New York, just wagers in New York. Well, I don't know. So you're supposed to just let people from New York play for free? Else has to pony up some dollars? How does that work? The whole. And how is the company of FanDuel supposed to pay for that network? And do you know what it must cost to keep all those computers and running and to run and maintain those servers and the programming and all that kind of stuff? And making sure everything's on the up and on the left. Are you kidding me? They're now just supposed to offer that for free? So what he said was, our review concludes that DraftKings and FanDuel operations constitutes illegal gambling under New York state law. Now, during their rampant growth, daily fantasy sites have pointed to the Unlawful Internet Gambling Enforcement Act of 2006 to defend their legality and have claimed they offer games of skill, not chance. But Schneiderman found that each DraftKings FanDuel wager represents a wager on a contest of chance where winning or losing depends on numerous elements of chance to a material degree. Let me see. Yeah, I guess there's a little bit of a chance, but that he won't play well. But I'm gonna place my bet on Tom Brady and the Patriots this week. I think that's a pretty solid bet. I don't see much of a wager there, a game of chance there. Yeah, there is a small chance that he could have a bad game or what have you, or get injured, but there's not much. It's not to a material degree, because there's a lot of other criteria involved in that you have to look at. There's a lot of skill in picking out your fantasy team. You just can't go in and pick all the best players. I don't think that's how it works. Now, using that criteria, Schneiderman reasoned customers of the two largest daily fantasy sites, which have said they would award more than $3 billion combined in prizes in 2015 alone, are clearly placing bets on events outside their control of influence, specifically on the real game performance of professional athletes. Now, the Attorney General's office said it is it's not looking to get money back from New Yorkers who won on daily fantasy sites. But don't think that, look, he's not looking to get money back from people who won. Oh, probably because they've already paid taxes on the money. Unless if they're going to have to forfeit their winnings, they can get the tax money back, right? So they've already paid. Those people who won, they've already paid. But I wouldn't be surprised if he goes after them to try to get money back from people who didn't win. Notice he says he's not looking to get money back from New Yorkers who won. Leaves the door open for the people who didn't. Class action lawsuit. Fantasy sports is a game of skill and legal under New York state law, FanDuel said in a statement. This is a politician telling hundreds of thousands of New Yorkers they are not allowed to play a game they love and share with friends, family, coworkers, and players across the country. The game has been played legally in New York for years and years. But after the Attorney General realized he could now get himself some press coverage, he decided a game that has been around for a long, long time is suddenly now not legal. We have operated openly and lawfully in New York for several years. The only thing that changed today is the Attorney General's mind. DraftKings also disagreed with Schneiderman's conclusion. Most New Yorkers disagree with Schneiderman's conclusion. Look, if they want to play, I mean, this is the same thing, with deciding that you don't want to use a taxi. You want to contract with somebody else to give you a ride. And the government is trying to say, and New York too, by the way, worst offender of this, outside of New York City. You know that Uber and Lyft and those ride-sharing places cannot operate outside of New York City? In the state of New York is Uber. It's kind of like, the last Walmartless state. Will New York be the last Uberless and Lyftless state? You're not allowed to do any of that stuff. I'm not allowed to go over into New York, say Syracuse, New York, when visiting. I decide, you know what? I want to pay for my gas coming back and forth. I'm gonna join Uber, turn on my Uber app, and decide to hire myself. And I'll do a few rides here and there. I'll make $20 or $30, but no big deal. Help pay for the gas, right? Nope. I want to offer my car. I have the insurance for it. I want to offer my time. And somebody on the other end of the app says, okay, yeah, I want to get a ride from him. So he says, yeah, Rod, come pick me up. And I go pick him up. And they get in my car. Where they want to go. And they get out of my car. And then we both mutually agree that yep, he dropped me off. He picked me up and dropped me off. And then I say I picked him up and dropped him off. And we mutually agree. And then he decides through, credit cards and Uber or whatever the app, however the app works. And I get paid for whatever the fare is. Usually a lot less than taking a taxi. But no, the state says, nope, you can't do that. Wait, so you're going to get in between two people who are willing to do business with one another, who've agreed on the pricing, who've agreed on all the terms. In other words, I've accepted the ride. He asked for the ride. I accepted the ride. He takes the ride. We've agreed to the contract that is within the Uber limits or Uber contract. We both have agreed to it. We both have delivered our ends of the bargain as per the contract, but we're not allowed to do that in New York. The government just said, you're not allowed to do that. I am freely offering my service. He is freely asking to take part in my service. And the government steps in between us, pushes us apart, and says, nope. No reason. No good reason at all. And so now this government is going into FanDuel and saying, after they've been there for years, and saying for no good reason, just because he wants to, get his name. I don't know. Maybe he's going to be running for governor pretty soon. You better look out, Cuomo. You got some competition. He's going to say, well, no, this is illegal. An idiotic liberal Democrat. And he wants to tell you how to live. He wants to deny you your freedom to do business with who you want to do business with. And do it under the terms and conditions that the two of you agree. You agree to abide by FanDuel's terms when you decide to play. You fully agree to that. You know, okay, I'm going to give you $5. I'm going to play this whole week out. Yeah, okay. And if I become, if I get this many right, or if I'm the top in the top 10 or whatever, I can win or share in the prize money of this much. I get it. I want to do it. They want to do business with each other. The New Yorker and FanDuel or DraftKings or whoever it is, they want to do business with each other. FanDuel advertise. They don't go out to everybody and say, look, you're going to play, right? You're going to play. No, they put an advertisement out there. Somebody has to call them up on the phone or go online to their website and say, yeah, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. I agree to this, I agree to this. Yeah, we can do business together. I'm going to give you this money, and then I'm going to play, and then if I win, I'm going to get this money back, right? Yeah, cool. I want to do that. That's a mutual agreement. Our country is based on mutual agreements. And now our government is getting in the way saying, nope, mutual agreements don't count anymore. We have to agree as well. If we don't like the terms, we're going to say it's illegal. We don't care if the two of you like the terms. We got to agree now. And what the the Attorney General of the state of New York is saying, he's saying, I don't care if the player and the company agree on the terms, 100%, 150%. It doesn't matter. I, the Attorney General, as representing the state, is not agreeing to the terms, so you can't do it. But even though the state is not participating in the game, the state is not financially responsible for the game. The state is not paying for any part of the game to play the game. But now they're going to be the arbitrator or the referee and say, nope, you can't do it. We got all of this stuff all over the place, state by state and on a federal level. That's just nonsense. If two people want to agree on and you can probably say, well, Rod, that's the same. You got two. It's a victimless crime. I know I'm going to say something that's probably going to get some conservatives upset. I don't agree with prostitution. But again, I think if an agreement on something and that's suppose you can regulate to make sure that disease isn't rampant and that kind of thing, that, makes it more socially healthful. Other countries do it. In certain parts of the states, it's legal. I mean, if John Doe wants to go out and see Jane Doe, and he takes her, you hear this argument all the time, and the argument's absolutely accurate. John Doe meets Jane Doe, takes Jane Doe to dinner, pays for Jane Doe. $100 at McDonald's, it could be a couple $100 at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Doesn't matter. He can buy Jane Doe a new coat, a fur, a ring, jewelry, whatever. Doesn't matter. He can buy Jane Doe a car. That's good. And then they can go home and have wild, passionate sex. Maybe even make love, but probably just sex. That's cool. But if John Doe meets Jane Doe, doesn't take Jane Doe to dinner, but says, you know what, Jane Doe? Instead of taking you to Ruth's Chris dinner because I'm not hungry, you're not hungry, how about I just give you the $200 that you would have eaten? Oh, now that's illegal. So they're saying you can't pay for sex, but you just... I don't know. I think if prostitutes were smart, they'd start issuing cards. Hey, take me on a date. This sexual activity that you want to have with me is going to be the equivalent of 4 dates out at Round or something. They get fed. Instead of having the cash, at least they're getting. I don't know. It seems. I don't know how that would be illegal because they're not exchanging cash, are they? Is the government trying to get in the way of people? People willing to do something that is non-harmful, really, to society, a victimless act. Person wants to play FanDuel. Who gets hurt by it? Nobody. Because it's a mutual thing. Person wants to get in an Uber car. Wants to pay the Uber driver. Gets hurt in that transaction? Nobody. Everybody's happy. No wonder liberals are miserable. You ever saying that liberals are miserable? No wonder they're miserable because they always want to. They always have somebody telling them how to live their life, and they want to be telling you how to live your life. Nobody's happy just being free and living their own life. Liberals just aren't happy. Here's from CBS Local Chicago. I guess this is how wonderful Chicago is. Somebody asked me the other day if I wanted to visit Chicago. No. I have no interest. Like, you want to go to L.A.? No. I have no interest in going to L.A. Well, you don't want to see Hollywood? Well, Hollywood is in L.A., so no. You go to San Francisco. San Francisco's not L.A. Frankly, I'm not all that impressed with San Francisco. If I ever go back there, I won't be going to San Francisco. I'll just be spending all my time out in Napa Valley. Go into the city. Not all that impressed with San Fran, and it's getting worse. You got illegal immigrants roaming around in the sanctuary city that are killing citizens. I ain't going to risk that. Why would I bother doing that? I don't have to go into San Francisco to see the Golden Gate. I can see it from Sausalito. Chicago. For those of you who are not looking, if you're at the waterfront in San Francisco, at the bus towards Alcatraz Island, on the opposite side, past Alcatraz Island, is the town, whatever they call it, of Sausalito. Basically, you go from San Francisco, one side, Golden Gate Bridge, other side of the bay, Golden Gate Bridge, Sausalito. Beautiful, expensive town. I mean, ridiculously expensive town. But it's a beautiful, it looks like a European, a Mediterranean village on a small hill. If you're looking across the bay from San Francisco to Sausalito, that's what it looks like. And it's a beautiful little community. Loved it there. I'd never live there because I'd never pay those ridiculous prices for those homes. But hey, people want to. Again, somebody wants to pay the price to live there. Why would the government say no, you can't? That would be dumb. Comcast cancels 6 appointments on South Side due to violence in Chicago. Complaints about cable companies are legendary, but Comcast is saying, we're not sending our people out there to such a dangerous place. Violence is too big. Hey, Rahm Emanuel's the mayor, the state liberal guy. We'll continue this tomorrow. Make sure you're here for Fantastic Friday. I'm Rod Eccles. This has been the Rod Eccles Show. I'm out.